Just a note, this battle report contains a bit of swearing. Not a great deal of swearing, just a teeny tiny little bit. Probably quite towards the end. Alright. Alrighty, welcome back to Death by Dragons. I am back here at the Celestial Forge. And Richard's here too, say hi Richard.
Hello.
And I'm back with Simon, say hi Simon.
Hello.
Cool. This is a bit of a weird video because it is a practice video for the Shroud of the Reaper tournament. Which is about a month, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
End of July, right?
July 20th, whatever.
Cool. So this won't be published until then because obviously we don't want to reveal our armies. It's like a tiny tournament. I think everyone watches. Of the 3 people that watch this YouTube channel, that would be great. So Shroud of the Reaper, tell us about the tournament. Simon, what's the tournament rules?
You turn up, you
Yep.
have some models, you throw some dice. I don't know.
Is that 1,600 points, right?
Yeah, 1,600 points.
Good, 600 points, and it's 4 games, and there's a special monster,
Yes, you have the Reaper. Awesome Reaper model.
which is cool.
Some of us have awesome Reaper models.
Yeah, some of us doesn't.
I meant his, not
Oh,
mine.
yeah. So we've say he's like a speed 7, defense 5, 7 attacks, but 3 attacks, blasty 6.
Yeah.
And you can't be inspired. All sorts of. I'll put the rules up in a thing. Cool. So we've rolled off. We have rolled kill. We've chosen sides, and now we're going to deploy.
Okay, let's take a look at the army lists. So the tournament is a 1,600 point tournament with the additional monster that is the Reaper. So he's maybe 220, 250, something like that anyway. So this is my rats. We have got 2 regiments of tunnel slaves, a horde of shock troops with the brew of sharpness, a horde of blight with the brew of strength, a horde of brutes with the staying stone. We'll have a bit of chat about that because obviously they've got fury, but with that kind of big waver route gap, they're kind of, they're a bit like ogres, aren't they? Rat ogres, but they can still get knocked over by shooting. Now some doesn't have a great deal of shooting, but I think I'm probably going to keep it. We've got 2 weapon teams, both of which have piercing. A warlock who has got Bane Chant 3, Blood Boil, and the Inspiring Talisman to add to his native Lightning Bolt 5. 1 Night Terror who's got the Orcish Skull Pole, which I promptly forget about. And a Demon's Spawn. Now this is quite an elite list for under 2,000 points, but I tried it without the Demon's Spawn with a few more stuff, and I just missed him. I missed the big bugger. So that's my 1,600 points of rats. Let's take a look at the Abyssal Dwarfs. So here we go. And thanks to, who was it that found this image? Mark Cunningham, who is the TO of the tournament. So thanks for finding this image, Mark. Much appreciated. This is Simon's Abyssal Dwarfs. So he has a regiment of Black Souls, basically for unlocks, 2 regiments of Slave Orcs, a troop of Gargoyles, 2 hordes of Lesser Obsidian Golems, 2 Dragonfire teams, a Slave Driver, who's got the Diadem of Dragonkind, a Supreme Ironcaster on Ancient Winged Half-Breed, so who he has given Lightning Bolt 5, and Dravik Dalkan and Infernok, the pairing. So Dravik's Fireball heals Infernok. So that's the Abyssal Dwarf. So let's take a quick look at the Reaper character. So this obviously is not a Reaper, this is Morgoth the Faceless, but he's quite Reaper-y, isn't he? So this is the Wisdom Edition because they've run a number of these tournaments. So it is a hero monster with speed 7, melee 4+, no ranged, defense 5+, and 3 attacks and a dash 15 fearless. So he's a 50 by 50 monster. He's got crush 4 and all the rules. So nimble, Pathfinder, Strider, Ensnare, which I forgot about, which is important. Stealthy. He's got Iron Resolve 1 and Life Leech 3. He's got a few special abilities, so he's got Absorb Life 6, which is basically a Life Leech. What's it called? Drain Life? It's Drain Life, but it only heals the Reaper. Loner, which means that he cannot be inspired. Feared, which is like an anti-inspiring aura, so anyone within 6 inches of the Reaper cannot be inspired. And Death Scythe. What that means is that each of his 3 attacks is Blast D6. So that's the Reaper. Okay, so here's the battlefield we played on. We have got 1 Height 2 hill plonked in the middle of the battlefield. We've got 3 Height 4 forests distributed like so. The one on the left, that building is it's got a nice high tower on it, so you can't quite see where it is, but it's just extending behind there. We've got, I'll put them all at once. There you go. We've got 2 Height 4 buildings, which is pretty nice. and 4 height 4 walls that are just kind of scattered around the battlefield. Alright, so I was on the side that is the top of this current picture, and Simon was on the bottom. So let's take a look at the deployment.
Okay, we are deployed. Simon, tell us about your army. Unpainted.
Sorry about the lack of painting. Gargoyles.
2 whole gargoyles?
They're slave orcs.
They're very lazy slave orcs.
Weapon team. What do we call it?
What are they called?
Dragonfire team. That was it.
Yeah.
Black Souls.
Also feeling tired.
Black Souls Regiment. Slave Driver with the Diadem of Dragonkind.
Okay.
Obsidian Golem Horde.
Yep.
Infinok. Slowly getting painted.
Slowly.
Behind him, Dravik Dalkan, the character.
Okay.
Obsidian Golem Horde again.
Right.
More slave orcs. Very tired.
Very tired.
Another weapon team. Dragonfire team.
Yep.
Supreme Castor, an ancient winged half-breed.
Nice.
And the Reaper model.
AKA
The only thing in my army painted.
Sauron. There we have 1600 points plus Reaper of what are they called? Abyssal Dwarfs.
Abyssal Dwarfs.
All right then. So there we have 1600 points of rats. So left to right we have a demon. There is a Night Terror with what is it called? Skull Pole. Those are brutes with nothing. Oh, they have got Staying Stone. There's a unit of slaves and a warlock with Inspiring, Blood Boil, and Bane Chant. There are the Sharpness Shock Troops. More slaves. 2 weapon teams with Piercing. Blight with Brew of Strength. And there is my Reaper. Position there. So that is 1600 points of fully painted, he says smugly. Rats.
Okay, so Simon won the roll-off and decided to go first. Pretty simple term. So on the left-hand side, the photo hasn't quite captured where they are, but the gargoyles moved down here, so they're just over the top of that wall, and they've turned facing inwards. And then everything else just kind of trundled forward at Abyssal Dwarf speed, including the Winged Half-Breed, who is speed 10, but he has also just trundled forward, apart from the Reaper, who has popped down this flank just behind the woods, so he's out of sight. So that was Simon's turn 1 movement.
All right, that's turn 1 movement. It's slow. Okay, you can call it movement. It's more kind of a gentle roll forwards. Your speed 10 dragons moved 1 inch. It's strong.
2
inches. I'm so sorry.
Twice as far. Thank you.
What are we shooting?
Lightning bolt at your rat demon.
Rude.
Only 1 converted dragon on this table. Thank you.
1 force.
2.
Outrageous. 2 damage.
No, what will be outrageous is when I get a double 6.
Double 6. Yeah, go on, go for it. No.
Ah, 1 there.
What else?
That's it.
No. Is it? Oh, right. Fair enough. That was short.
Your turn.
Okay, so my turn 1. Now on this left-hand flank, I had a bit of a internal discussion, and external if I'm honest, about whether I cared if gargoyles charged my blight in the flank. Because they suck, but, you know, in this kind of a battle, every little bit of damage side counts. So in the end I decided I did care, so I moved them up and turned them slightly. So the gargoyles are in the front, so they pointless charging. He wouldn't have charged anyway, as it turns out, but there you go, just to be sure. Reaper moved up behind them, so they're uninspired, but you know, they're dash 21, so no one cares. At this point, so this unit of slaves moved up onto the hill as far as it could, and the 2 weapon teams moved up behind. Then this unit of slaves also moved up, not onto the hill, but you know, plenty within view, but he can't charge me because he's so slow. And then I realised I made a bit of a mistake because I still wanted my warlock to fire, so he can only move 6, which meant the shock troops could also only move 6, which kind of meant they couldn't quite move up as far as I'd like, but there you go. On the right hand flank, the brutes and the Night Terror didn't have such a problem. so they moved up as far as they could. And then you can't quite see him, but my rat demon has moved over, so he's out of the line of sight of the Reaper, out of charge range of the dragon, but he's touching the wood so he can see through both. So if the Reaper doesn't do anything, he can be charged next turn in the flank. So that was my turn 1 movement.
All right then. Turn 1 movement is done. Shooting. No shooting here. Ah, right. So we are going to lightning bolt. I think I can still see him. Yeah. But I think he's out of range. I'm thinking that's going to be out of range. Oh, no, he's out of range. All right. That's a nice idea. We will lightning bolt your dragon. Why not? Because there's no cover. So, 4s and
punish him for being unpainted, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 4s. 2. And 4s. 1 wound. That'll teach you. And then we'll lightning bolt your Reaper with my dragon, which is 4s and 4s again. Yeah.
5s. And stealth.
Ah, I've rolled it now. Never mind. Look at those
5
4s.
dice, not 4 dice.
It is 4 dice. Do you want me to roll it again? What do you want me to do?
Just 1 more. Because it's 5. So
Hey!
it doesn't change the roll, does it?
No. I could have targeted the dragon instead and then I would have had 3 hits. I'm just saying. 5 hits me. Right, so and then 4s. 2 wounds.
That's not nice.
It's very nice. Okay, let's nerve your dragon. Nope.
Nope.
And the Reaper. 12. He's fine.
Nope.
That's it. We're done.
Okay, so Simon turn 2. So the gargoyles on the left, who are now in the picture, have just moved ever so slightly forward. So they've moved forward just be out of charge range of the blight, I think. So that's that. Oh, and out of charge range and out of the Reaper's ability to. So he moves 7 and he's got a 6-inch drain life thing. So he's stayed out of that as well. Everything else has just continued to trundle forward, this kind of wall of meat. Quite tough in the middle and quite weak on the outsides. So that's kind of trundled forward with the supporting characters doing some shuffling behind them. The reason the Infernoc base looks a little bit weird is because he couldn't quite balance on the hill. We do have like a piece of leather underneath it, so you could take the hill off, but by that point my slaves were also balancing on the hill, so we thought, you can see the dice towers we've constructed, which I quite like, to be honest. The Ironcaster on Ancient Doodah has just kind of turned a little bit, and then the Reaper has moved into the woods and turned. So that is just to drain life onto my dragon, and also because he is now in cover and ensnaring. I think Simon wasn't too worried about him being charged. I forgot he was ensnaring. You'll see that next turn. But here we go. So that was Simon's turn 2.
So turn 2, another trundle forwards. Dun, 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 dun. What are we doing first?
Shoot the Dragonfire team at your slaves.
Very rude. Slaves with no whip because it's fallen off.
5s to hit you because of cover.
4. 2s.
Vicious.
2s. 3.
3.
I'll optimistically put the damage on because I keep forgetting to count it.
And then the diadem from the slave driver, same target.
Another 10. That's better. A lot better. Wow. 2s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 are up to 9. There we go.
And then Dravik is going to surge Infernoc into there, hopefully.
Of course he is. You need a... What do you need? An 8?
6.
You need a 6 out of 10 dice. Totally going to happen. He's elite. How many is that already? 5?
5.
Shit. Oh no!
That's interesting.
That's not what you wanted.
Well, that's
It
fine.
was a risk, you know?
It means I simply don't kill them this turn.
Oh, rude.
Dice.
More dice. Okay.
Oops, Daisy, sorry.
Sorry, I forgive you. Oops. The perils of large monsters on hills. We can just take this hill up as leather underneath it, but we'll do that later. We know where it is.
Right, you get the idea. He's there.
Yeah, oh, he's one.
So he's there.
Yeah. What now? Yep.
He's going to shoot your
Innocent demon just chilling in the
Giant
woods, having a picnic.
5s to hit you.
That would be none of them.
And now he's going to use his special shooting attack on you.
It's a drain life that heals himself. But he's got 2 damage, so yeah. So it's 6, yeah? Does it take cover?
6 inch range. It doesn't say, but I assume so.
Does it take... Is it drain life takes cover, doesn't it? Does it know drain life doesn't take... Hang on, we need the rule book. I've got it here. Hang on. Okay, no cover. It's just 6 dice for 4s. 2. And
Doesn't
piercing.
have a lead. No, doesn't have a lead or anything.
Any piercing?
Piercing 1.
Piercing 1, so 4s.
Both of them.
Hey, 2 damage off you and 2 damage on me. Rude.
Obviously that was the damage you did to me, just reflected back at you.
Yeah! As the Reaper does. Nerves. So these guys, they are currently, so they've got Rally 1, Rally 2, so they are currently a...
Did the demon already have damage on him from him?
Oh yeah. How much damage did he have?
I don't know, 20 something?
Shut up.
2 or 3 or something. My lightning bolt in the first turn, didn't it? 2 damage?
It did 2 damage, yeah,
Yeah,
so I
2.
must have moved the dice on somebody else. I'm so sorry.
Cheating.
Cheating again. 4.
Go on, call him out.
But yeah, so this one's for you, Grant. Alright, so these guys are a 14-16 with 9 damage.
18.
And the Reaper, I think, is in 6, so they are not inspired by anything. Goodbye, slaves. You did a terrible job.
And him.
Yep, he's a 16, 18. What's that? 11? 15.
15.
He's okay.
Close.
Yeah, that was close. That's it. All right then, on
Yep.
to my turn 2.
All right, then. So my turn 2. Blight went into the Slave Orcs lying down on the left, followed by the Reaper who went into the Black Souls. And I kind of hoped that I would be able to take them out, but there you go. We shall see how that happens. I mean, the Blight should take out the Slave Orcs, and the Reaper... But he's quite spiky because he's a Blast D6, which could go well or could go poorly, so we shall see. He only hits on 4s, so that's worth thinking about. The 2 weapon teams moved up here to take their shots onto the golems. And then the slaves shuffled over to the right, as did the warlock, which would allow the shock troops to go into Infernock. And again, I was hoping to take him out in a single blow. Shock troops are pretty gnarly, and backed up with some Bane Chant might be able to do that. If not, I was reasonably confident I'll be able to, because they'll bounce back 1 inch, which puts them in line with the slaves. Thinking about it, not the smartest moves, but let's see how that one goes out. The brutes then went into the other unit of slave orcs over here, and allowing the Knight Terror then to charge right into the dragon. My main object there was to just basically stop him flying, so stop him flying around and being annoying. And then in dumbass, continuing my not very wise charges, I took the demon into the Reaper, which was really silly because he is ensnaring, which you'll see me realise in this next bit of video. Whereas actually, if I'd have flown him over, the Reaper would have been stuck facing the wrong way in a really bad place, and I would have had a choice of targets next turn, but I didn't, so that's where we are. Let's see how this turn pans out.
All right then, shoot in, or Bane Chant the shock troops. We're going to Infernock. What? Oh, and I've got a special counter. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
He is there.
Yeah, and here is a Bane Chant counter. Woohoo! Look at them. Yeah, bad boys. Okay, and then we will weapon team your Enforcer. Oh, I'm height 3, height 4, so I can't see your fire team because I've got my thingy in the way. But I think I can see him. I can definitely see him.
Mm-hmm. That would be cover.
So 10 on 5s. With piercing 1. That is appalling. 2. On defense. Defense what?
Defense 4.
Okay, so 3s. 2.
Sorry, no, my bad. Defense 5. Apologies.
1.
My apologies. 1.
1 wound on that little man. And that is all of the shooting. So let's do his nerve. What's his nerve? A billion.
10, 12.
Die! Oh! It's an 11. He's wavered.
Yep, and there we go.
I've got a token for that as well. Come on.
Well, it's mine, so tough. There you go.
Ah,
Wavered.
but look how much nicer my token
Well,
is.
have that for yours then.
I'm not going to get wavered. It's amazing.
You are, but they're not.
All right, combats. Let's do this one over here because I think this is interesting. So we are doing Night Terror on Dragon. So 5 on 3s and 3s. That's all of them. And 3. 4. 4 wounds. He's up to 5. Let's do his nerve. Oh, cocked. Cocked again. Jesus. No, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
16, 18, he's fine.
Ooh.
Close, but yeah.
No, but he's hindered. He might be able to charge into these bad boys if he turns and comes, but we'll see. So let's do this one next then. So brutes. First time my brutes have ever attacked anything in any game. This is very exciting for everyone. So 18 on 4s and 2s with brutal. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 3 and 5. So 18 on 4s and 2s. That's good. That's very good. Completely unnecessary for a slave or something, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 wounds.
Nerves 13, 15.
Brutal. So that's a lot.
Reroll, please.
From the dragon. Well, that'll do it.
Squishy.
Squishy slaves. Well, that's their fault for lying down on the job. Now. Now, I didn't think this through properly. They can flank me with this nice surge. To get out of his line, I need to go 6 forward.
Anybody has any ideas what Steve should do? Send in your votes now.
If I back up, even if I back up 3, it's still a flank from them. So we're going to overrun. I'm going to roll a 6. Are you ready?
No.
Here we go. It's 3.
And that's a 6 apparently.
No, it's a 6. Okay, we're going to go 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to bounce. Oops. We're going to bounce an inch to there. So it's to there. It's a flank from the dragon, but you can't see me from them. So, fuck. Someone didn't think that through, and that person was me. Good. Okay. Apologies for the language.
He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it.
I don't mean it. Let's do shock troops on Infernoc. So it's 25.
If you're going to kill him, I'm going to put the model back there.
Okay.
There we go.
He's not going to last.
Well, if this is his last hurrah, then he's actually going to enjoy
There
the
is
show.
no certainty this man will die.
There we go.
You're literally hammering the head of one of my things, right? So it's 25, Elite Vicious, Crush 2, so on 4s. So 3s and 4s. Here we go. With elites. A lot of elites. Okay. That's that lot. And 4s with Vicious. Oof. Okay, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 wounds.
Okay, 7 kills him.
7 once or twice?
Just, I believe I'm just within 6 inches.
Yeah, so 7 twice. Nope.
He's alive!
He's alive with how many wounds? 13 wounds.
13.
Okay, so then we back up an inch, which handily places me like that. Ah, fuck. So that was not as planned. There you go. Things are going to start dying now, and the things that are going to start dying are mine.
We can but hope.
Okay. Reaper on your Immortal Guard. Immortal Guard, what are they called?
Black Souls.
Black Souls. So he's crush 2.
Do the attacks first.
3 attacks,
He's
last
crush
d6.
4, I believe.
On 3s, on 4s.
Yep, 4s to hit.
So 2, last d6.
7, yep.
So 9.
9 rolls to wound at crush 4.
That
That was very lucky.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So take those off. That's not many. Oh, there's loads. 2, 4, 5. Terrible.
That was pretty bad considering the good start.
So 5. And nerve is 14, 16.
14, 16.
Oh, we'll take that.
7,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Nope, they're fine.
Boo. Yep.
Gonna have to apologise to the people running the event of the Reaper now.
Yeah.
First combat with him and it didn't go well.
Okay, fine. Light onto your slaves. So it's 30. I lost some dice. I've lost a dice. I think so. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 10. Right. 30, 4, 2. Oh no, they're defense 4, aren't they? So 4, 3.
Yep, pause to hit for each word.
That is bad. I literally can barely see any.
Elite, oh wait a minute.
Nope, we ain't elves today. Should be elves. Well, I've rolled better.
You've rolled worse.
3s. 2, 4, 6.
Not great.
Nerve.
$13, $15.
8. That's 14. Wavered.
Yep.
Oh, I'm in a world of pain. Boop. Oh, this one. Demon. 13 attacks. On 4s and 2s.
5s. Ensnare them.
Oh, ensnare? Who gave him
Reaper's got
ensnare?
ensnared.
Well, I didn't know that.
There we go. I'm showing the rules right there. Ensnare. There we go.
Outrageous. 5s. Wouldn't have charged me putting it in there. Right. 2s. 3. It's nerves of dash 14, isn't it? Dash 15.
15.
So I double 6. That's not it.
Double, but not quite.
Oh, my damage has fallen off. And it's gone down to 1.
There we go. Healed. If only that was the way it worked.
Alright, so if you were looking for an example of how not to play the game Kings of War, I think that was an excellent one. Yeah. So, this is Simon's turn 3, not turn 2 as that big dice says. I think he actually forgot to move the gargoyles, but I think we do it on camera in a minute. So, he moved the wavered unit and the other unit back. The reason being he's obviously turned his golems in order to surge them into the flank of my Reaper, which I didn't think about because I'm not very experienced in surge. So, we've done that. And then he has multi-charged my shockshot units with both Infernoc and the other unit of Obsidian Golems. And wow, that's they're 20. Let me see, are they? I can't see if they've got 6 inches from the blight to be. I don't think they have. Maybe to be rallied. So that might be painful for them, but we shall see. And then, as expected, he's turned his dragon and gone into the flank of my brute, which was the best of the crappy option I gave myself there. But you know, it is what it is. He could have turned the other obsidian golems and surged into that flank, but he kind of mixed his approaches here, which seems quite sensible. And then he has gone back into my demon, who is feeling rather sheepish, not demonish, not ratish, and just kind of tied him up for another turn on the right hand flank. So yeah. Not a great position for me, but let's see how Simon's turn rolls out.
Right, this is turn 3. Better turn the dice. We forgot to do that.
Oh, whoops, Daisy. Not the movement, not the shooting phase yet.
What?
Grant,
Oh.
had him off.
There we are. Let's do some live movement. Oh, we love live movement. Here we go. These gargoyles that have done bugger all so far.
Yeah,
I'm out of charge.
I know.
You can charge the rear of my...
No, flank.
Is it a flank? We'll charge the
Yeah.
flank of them. I'd do that. Why not?
Well, you would.
I would.
Well, I don't want to, so there.
Alright, fair enough.
Right, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So I'm 16.5 inches away.
Okay.
Then do that. Right, okay, shooting.
Right.
Dragonfire team at Big
Right.
Bad Reaper Rat.
Shortly to be dead Reaper.
Stealthy.
And cover. Oh no,
height
it's the
4.
height 4, yeah.
Yep.
5s. Defense 5.
Vicious.
3 wounds. I shall optimistically put the damage down.
And this weapon team at those slaves.
What have they ever done to you?
Nothing yet. 4s.
2s.
2s. 6.
6 damage.
And then he's going to surge.
Absolutely not going to happen. 10 dice needs 2s. Needs 2. Oh, you've done it.
Only just.
Only just. Put them in.
So. Oops, a daisy, sorry. Clunk, so they go as far as they can up to there.
Okay. Oh dear. Thank you.
Okay. Nerve test for them.
They are currently a 13, 15. They're fine.
10, yep, they're fine. Okay, combat.
Who do you want to slaughter first?
Over there.
Am I-
Reaper.
Alright. 3, blasty 3. 2.
So 2 hits. Blast.
7.
7, average. 2s. 6 wounds.
Oh dear, he's up to 10. He's a 16, 18.
I heal
Uninspired.
3.
Is he life feats 3?
Yeah.
Outrageous. So Nev? He's a 16, 18. Only needs once. That's not it.
That's fine.
That's 3. He's okay. He's feeling much better about his life.
I just want to see what the Reaper can do, so I want you to hit him. See if I can survive, you see.
Yeah, fair enough.
Here against your brutes.
Oh dear. 14?
Yep.
3s and 2s? Their defence.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know what defence.
They are.
Boots are defence 4. So 3s and 2s.
Going down here. That was poor.
2s.
Vicious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Very bad.
6 and a 1. 6 and 7 is 13. And they are a 14, 16. So
Not
they're
even
okay.
wavered.
They're not wavered.
Not even wavered.
So
Terrible.
you can't bounce because
But I
the
can go
Night Terror, so
there.
I can bounce.
Yeah, so stay an inch away.
There you go.
So there, there. Oh well.
Hooray! Thank you, Staying Stone. Worth every of those 5 points.
Well, had you been wavered, you'd still have attacked because you had a fury. So
Correct.
Stone Stone didn't actually do much there.
Oh yeah, so why have I given them Staying Stone?
What a waste of £5, motherfucker.
I don't know.
Oh man!
It means if you were wavered from shooting, you'd still be able to survive. if they got to 13. So
It's cheaper than
it has a
Headstrong.
point. There is a point.
5 points cheaper than Dwarven Ale.
Combat.
You could have a healing potion for 5, wouldn't you?
Oh, a healing brew. Oh, we love a healing brew. Got regen 5+. What are we doing?
Right, 18 attacks there into your shock troops.
Okay. 4s.
Yep.
It's a good roll. Very good roll.
They're right.
2s. Shock troop's gonna die. That's gonna ruin my life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
Followed by Infinok.
Who isn't that great? Yeah, he kind of sucks.
He says. Three more.
I've used a lot of damage dice in this game so far, I'd just like to say. So anyway, 15.
19.
We're okay. We're okay because we are a 2022.
I can't bounce anywhere, so you're going to have
You
to.
can bounce.
Yeah, but he can't.
He
And I
can't.
have to be the same distance away from you
So,
for each unit. So if I bounce, that puts him closer.
well,
and
this
then
one has to
you're-
bounce away from the slaves. So I'd bounce back on, and this one's a bounce back one.
But they have to end up the same distance away from them.
But you also bounce from them, right?
They'd have
Okay.
to bounce because I can't.
So I've
otherwise
faded out the audio here because what ensues is a very lengthy discussion about reforming. And actually, Simon is completely correct in what he was saying in terms of what should have happened, which is that the shock troops and the slaves should have bounced back because multiple units that multi-charge, when they reform, should remain the same distance away from what they've charged. There's something in the FAQ. I didn't know about that, so that's my bad. And Infernoc couldn't bounce back, so my unit should have bounced to maintain that inch. Apparently, according to experts, only the attacker or the attacked bounce, not both. I thought both could, but I'm apparently wrong about that, although some people think differently. But hey, who knows? Feel free to have an argument in the comments, but suffice to say that we did this wrong, and you'll see that what we ended up agreeing to do in the end on the next bit is also wrong, but it doesn't actually affect the game, fortunately, in terms of what happens. But there you
So we're
go.
all
My apologies,
slightly
wrong
confused,
again.
But it's a friendly game, so we don't apologize. Anyway, cool.
This combat.
Yes.
So this twice.
Jesus.
Fours to hit you. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Do you want to
hits.
resolve those ones first? No,
What?
it's okay. Ooh. There's a 4 over there.
Up to date. Sorry, that was a hit.
Still a hit. 8.
So that lot plus 8 for 8 from the first round.
And then
3s. With your
Okay.
defense 5.
5, yeah. That's a very good roll.
Vicious. Ah! That was a 6. Woo! Right, try again. No, terrible.
It's not terrible.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
And he's a dash 15, and he's not inspired, so it's literally impossible for him unless you roll a double 1. Double
Don't
1!
say that!
Here
Don't
we go.
say it! Don't
Ah!
say it!
How about
Ah, that's fine.
Okay. Sorry about that, Reaper. I mispositioned you. Okie dokie.
Nothing can hit them. Yeah, they're going to stay there.
Okay. I feel sad now. I feel good about this combat, and I feel okay about this combat, although they are really badly wounded.
And that combat.
I don't.
See, it's gone pretty bad for both of us. I should have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe there. Could have killed that.
Yeah.
Didn't.
We've got this coming in a minute as well. Oh, Jesus. All right, on to my turn 3.
I'm turn
3.
3.
All
Jesus.
right. So, fair to say, I'm not doing great so far. So now is the time to try and kind of pull it out of the fire. So the blight went into this slave orc unit because the guard unit is an alternative target, whatever they're called, black souls, were an alternative target, and I couldn't see the golems to charge them. But if I'd gone into the guard unit, even if I killed them, I wouldn't be able to reform away from a flank. So the plan is, if I can kill the slaves, at least I can then turn, and whatever charges me will be ensnared. Then, on the right hand side, my slaves were able to move forward, pivot, and go past the golems into that Dragonfire team. And the reason I say the reforming shambles of a discussion where I was once again very wrong wouldn't have mattered is I could have done that no matter where the slaves were. In fact, it would have been easier to do it if we'd have reformed properly. So that got them out of the way, which meant that the shock troops could then countercharge the lesser obsidian golem unit. Okay. On the left-hand side, then, the two weapon teams just position themselves to hopefully blow Infernuk off the table. Because don't forget, he's already got 13 damage. So if I can just get a decent enough roll on those weapon teams who have been performing really horribly through the whole game, then I'll be able to get rid of him and he won't be a threat anymore. Then on the right-hand side, obviously my brutes countercharged the dragon, or whatever it is, ancient winged half-breed. And on the right-hand side, right, and I was looking at this as I was playing through thinking, alright, it's a slap fight and he's ensnaring, so realistically he's a dash 15 and I've got 13 attacks, and I hit on 4s every time because he's ensnaring. Why on earth did I not just go sideways 5 so that I was out of his charge up? Because then all he can do is use his drain life attack on me. It can't hinder anything, and then I can fly off next turn. But for 3 whole turns, I happily just kind of slammed myself into him. Really dumb. And by this point, he's got 10 wounds. He's going to die next turn. So yeah, 20/20 hindsight, but really need to think about it. He's my most powerful unit, and he's absolutely out of the game here, which really makes things very, very difficult for me. So there you go. So that was my turn 3. Let's see how it turned out.
Oh, we're quite stressed now. Okay, right. Turn 3. So, we are shooting Infernuk.
Poor little Infernuk.
What do you mean, poor little Infernuk, idiot? Right. 10 dice.
I will paint him one day.
He's kind of painted.
You've got 2 colours on.
4s and 5s. That works for me. And this is this one. 5s. 2 wounds. Puts him up to
15. He was on 13.
And again, second one.
Bit better. For me.
Now,
For me.
5s. One more. Jeez, well, I'm glad I moved both of them. What are we on now?
16.
16.
Math, 16, so a 4 to kill him.
Alright, well, hopefully that'll do. Let's Bane chant shock troops. Oh, we've one more dice. I don't need it, but maybe.
Succeeded.
They've got piercing as well.
You're a nice marker.
Oh, how exciting!
Oh.
I've lost it, there it is.
I know you've lost it. Oh, you mean the marker.
Okay, have I got any more shooting? No. Alright, so let's do Infernuk's Nerve.
Reroll, please. Inspired. Ah, shame.
It's not a shame. It's wonderful. I've actually done something.
You've done a lot of things.
I know, but that's the first thing I've killed. Let's point it out. Nothing else has died.
No, you killed slave orcs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, slave ox. Oh, yay me. Okay.
That's what it gets for being unpainted.
That's your whole army. Let's do the Reaper combat. This is depressing me. Get it out of the way. 13 on 4s now.
It took an entire army of elves, men, and dwarves to defeat Sauron, and here you've got a single giant rat trying to do it.
Can't do it. 4s. That is so bad. No. And 3s? 25?
25.
2s.
2s, yeah.
4 wounds. What's the point in being alive? Here we go.
Well, that is enough technically to kill him if you roll high enough.
11! No! Again. Rat's going to die next turn. Everyone is sad. All rats are sad. Okay, let's do the brutes. So this is 18 attacks. 18 attacks on 4s, and they are
Crushing 2.
Crush 2 with brutal.
So 3s.
4s and 3s.
Yep.
Twos, 3s. 2, 4, 6. Puts him on 11.
16, 18 nerve.
6, so 7 plus 11 is 18. Again?
Yep, just brute. Thanks for that. That would have been wavered otherwise.
6 again. So 7, 18.
Yep.
Got him.
Dead.
Woohoo!
Brutal for the win there.
Brutal for the win, thank you. Oh, can I do my regen? Do you mind?
No.
I totally forgot. Go on,
Yeah,
at me.
go. We saved it for the shooting phase.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's because it's on camera. That's why.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, that's 4 wounds off. What's 7 take away 4? 3. No. 5. Back to
We're going to have another internet poll here, guys. Send in your answers. What's
7
the
take away
mathematical
4 is
equation?
3. I'm good at math. I can math. As the Americans
English
say.
good you are.
English good me. Alright, so that. Okay, so then we will turn... Okay. So the game is not over. Right, slaves.
He's really scared of that weapon team. That's why he's facing it.
Yeah. Slaves on weapon team. So they are 12 attacks.
Yellow belly doesn't work against war machines, does it?
I don't know. I didn't roll it.
Individuals and war machines, I think, are okay. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes, yeah. Please comment and subscribe and etc. So 12 on 5s and 4s. 3 hits.
War machine.
I do it 3 times.
Yep.
Let me resolve these. So 3 and on 4s. That's 2 wounds. And again. Oh, that's quite a lot. And 4s. What's over tree? Not that one. 2 more wounds. And again. 4s. Nope. So he's 4 wounds. And he's a 10 12.
12.
That'll do it?
Yep.
Okay.
Can't tell if that's in 6 inches.
I would say not.
No. So, bye-bye.
They're good then. I like them more than the rat ones. A lot more. See, if this was an objective game, I'd be in now because I can go and just put them on an objective. Unfortunately, it is not an objective game. Okay. All right. Let's do these ones. Blight onto Slave Orcs. 30. So actually this whole reforming thing was completely meaningless anyway.
Why?
I guess it meant I could charge that there, but I could have done this counter charge anyway. Just they would have been further across, so I could have counter charged and then charged in there. So it's an academic question for this particular scenario, but interesting.
Yeah.
All the charges could have happened
Well, I mean,
anyway.
you have to make sure you do it in the right order.
Yeah.
And yes, they happen all at the same time, but it's still one unit, then another.
Yeah, yeah.
And if one unit blocks off another,
Yeah.
it's not he goes in, shoves over, next comes in, is
No,
it? It's
no.
one comes into the right position, and then if the other can fit.
Yeah.
So many times
I suppose-
I've messed myself up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Anyway,
think
right,
anyone
anyway,
watching
right,
this would agree. So.
Right, 30 attacks on 4s and then 3s, because they
Yep.
crush one. Do, 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 do. Okay, and 3s.
Not going to be as bad as last time, clearly.
Yeah, that was terrible.
They should already be dead.
2,
unless
4,
you can-
6, 8, 10, 12, 13.
Okay, so 13 add 6 makes 19 damage. Bye-bye. Reroll, please.
Oof.
Would be funny.
It would not be funny. Let me tell you, man.
Would be very funny.
So let me try the reform because I want to. Them in the rear is not nice.
Anything in the rear is not nice.
Well, some might disagree.
Again, please comment, people.
So if I move to there and then bounce away from them, it'd be a flank from the gargoyles, but a front for everything else. In fact, they won't be able to see me. Yeah? Do you agree? So turn till I touch the unit and then bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that's a valid tactic.
So let's turn around the centre to here and then bounce back 1 inch. So you can flank me with them, you can front me with them, but you won't be able to see me with them. Yeah? You might be able to charge my weapon team. And shock troops. This is important. This is really important. So 25.
What's even more important, and don't tell Steve, is that I think my guys are resting on top of this line. The dice have fallen over.
They are okay.
My apologies, Steve.
That's all right. Don't break it. I just made them. Okay, so we're doing 25 on 3s and 4s because they're Bane enchanted. Yes. Elite. So 2s go away. Okay, 4s. And vicious, you forgot. 4s, so that's not great at all.
Good for me.
Yeah. I mean, it might be enough, but I doubt it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
No.
That's your dice. Okay. And what are they? Dash 17.
Yep.
Here we go. Nope.
Yeah, fine.
Bollocks, so I'm going to die.
Yeah, so are the shock troops.
Oh, unfortunately you can no longer rest on my head. There you go. I'll put your dice tower back.
Thank you. The amazing dice tower.
Isn't there a podcast called Dice Tower? About board games? Oh! We just put them there. It's fine, we know where they are. They're an inch away. They're stupid hills. They're very pretty. Don't tell Richard.
I'm going to move that back over there.
Is that everything? Well, do you know what? Mixed fortunes. But they'll. So these are going to die next turn. He's going to die next turn.
Became better hope.
And he's a lot of points. But I've
But
still
you
got
did well there,
brutes.
and they
These-
should be okay.
Well, they are ensnaring the front, so
They're going to hurt. They're going to be hurt, but yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. Let's find out how it goes. Turn 4. Is it only turn 4? Jeez, what time is it? Okay.
Okay, so Simon's turn 4. The golems took the charge into the blight. They should hopefully be okay because of ensnare. Then the unit of Black Soul simply turned around to face the threat, and he moved his diadem carrying whatever he's called, slave driver, that guy, and the Dragonfire team up behind them. The other golems took the charge into the very heavily wounded shock troops, who will die. And the gargoyles decided to join the battle, but not into the blight. They decided to take out a weapon team, which is probably quite sensible. And then finally, the Reaper moved in on my demon. Much sadness abounds. Let's take a look.
We go turn 5 for Mr. Group R.
Dragonfire team at your weapon team.
Very rude.
Reroll that.
That looks more than enough. Weapon teams there. Fence
4.
Fence 4. 2.
2. Not great.
I think you find it excellent.
Next one. Sorry, I'm not letting you see.
That's alright. I trust you.
Same again. Much better. 4.
6. And they are a... Ooh, I wonder if they're in range. No.
No, just down.
So just a 10, 12. Or 8, 10 again. 8, 10.
Dravik's going to shoot his fireball at your slaves.
Okie dokie.
Elite.
That'll
There
do
it
it.
is.
Defense 2. Vicious.
Yes, but not piercing. I
Wait,
believe.
the defense 2.
Piercing 1. Marvellous.
Or defense 2. Vicious.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably his best ever fireball.
12. They're on to 13. They're currently at 14, 16.
If Infinite was still alive.
If Infinite was still alive, sadly. He ain't. He dead.
But his corpse is being regenerated. Right, so nerve test for them. Boom.
There is no inspiring. They are literally exploded.
And here.
Yep, 8-10. That's them. And no. Yep. Starting to mop up the old pieces now.
Okay, combat.
I think every game's going to be like this. Do you know what I mean? Just with very few models left alive.
Most of them, yeah. Do you want me to roll all of the attacks?
21 on 4s.
8, 24.
24 on 4s and 4s. Yeah, I think so. And that is why.
Still going to kill them. Or at least stop them for a turn. Vicious. 3, 5, 6. Sorry, 6.
6.
Not
So
great.
4 to kill.
Almost as bad as what you did against mine.
Yeah. And no, look at that. Look how bad I am at positioning.
Well, you don't want to go too far out of your way to save chaff units.
No, quite.
You're only hoping for a poor roll. Okay, so I'm just going to, pretty much stay like that.
Okay. Is that it? Oh no, you've got your Reaper on this one.
And that one. And that one.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few combats left to go.
Okay, 18 5s to hit because of pesky and snare.
Not bad. So that's 3, so 2s.
2s. Vicious. 5 damage.
Okay. Nope. Bouncy, bouncy. There you go.
There.
Right, here we go. 4s and 2s now. That's the amount of 1s and 2s I like to see. So that's definitely enough.
Oops, sorry, that was 1.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So 6, 12, 15 and 9, down 24. So the 1 again. Ah.
Nope.
Goodbye, shock troops. There's over there. Alright, so where are we going?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Good to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And over there.
3. 2d6. Oh, it's enough. So on 5 or 3s.
7 wounds.
Oh dear, he's on 17. He's a 16, 18. Double 1 twice. You've
Not
got
twice,
10
because
3
you're not
times in a
inspired.
row. I'm not inspired.
You're not inspired, so no reason.
Demon's dead. And your life leech back down to 1. I'll do it for you.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, well done, Mr. Reaper.
Very empty looking battlefield all of a sudden. Okie dokie.
And it's going to get even more empty in a minute. Your turn.
Alright, I don't have many units left. So on the left, the Blight countercharge into the golems. And then, remembering how to play this game, finally. So if you remember, my Night Terror was the start of this arrow. But he'd left his Dragonfire team away from the back of the Black Souls unit. So it was kind of tilted at a slight angle. Well, I meant because my Night Terror is nimble and he's speed 9, he can corkscrew charge. So he turned once, moved up, turned again, and then hit the corner, which meant that because his Dragonfire team is an individual, it had to turn to face me. So I was in his flank, so his flank turned to me, and then I fitted into the charge. But despite the fact there wasn't enough room from the side for me to fit in, because he's an individual, he turns to face me. The other alternative I had was charging Dravik Dalcum, but I figured that the Dragonfire team was more of a threat. So I charged into him instead, because there's potentially, if I do kill the Dragonfire team and I get a sufficient overrun, I can then go into the other unit, the Slave Driver, and potentially take them both out in one turn, which would be awesome. And if I then overrun again, I could go into the flank of his Golems. Now that relies on me actually rolling very well, which I haven't done for most of the game. So we'll see how that goes. But I was quite proud of that move. Then my Warlock down here just moved out of the charge arc of the Gargoyles to hopefully lightning bolt them off. And the Brutes took the charge into the other Obsidian Golems. Now they're already on 9 wounds and the Brutes are pretty meaty. So there's the chance that I can take them out. So, despite the fact I've played so badly the entire game, I've still got a chance here. I could lightning bolt off the Gargoyles. I could take out a number of units with the Night Terror. I don't think I'm going to kill the Golems in a single go with the Blight, but I can certainly chew them up. And the Brutes should take out the other Golems, which will leave me in a very advantageous position. So, let's see how the turn goes.
All right. So, I can actually do Bane chanting rather than lightning bolt. I need to kill the... Didn't think of that. Oh, they crushed 2. Fine. So, let's lightning bolt some Gargoyles. 4s and 3?
Yeah.
4s and 2s. Would you believe it?
Yep.
Yes, I would. 1 wound. That's all my shooting.
And that's also enough to kill them, potentially.
8-10?
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
Go, Andy, damn it. Roll up. Okay, so we did a little fun nimble charge here. So let's do him. So 5 attacks on 3s and 2s into the weapon team.
15 attempts.
50. Oh, is it a war machine?
Yes, it's like the last Dragonfire team.
Okay, yes. I'm not good at the old memory thing. You know, speak English. Okay. 5 3s and 2s.
I like.
He's also got Brutal, which I completely forgot, and the Skull Pole when I was attacking the dragon.
Yeah.
He's got Skull Pole.
What does the skull pole do?
It gives Brutal, and then you roll, and on a 4+, it destroys. So let's just roll that quickly first.
Is it a 3+?
So it's destroyed anyway.
Right,
So.
okay, thanks. Okay.
I
I think it's a 3+ destroyed, but yeah.
Okay.
2s?
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? So the ones
Not my team army.
again.
Reroll, please.
There you go. So let's try overrunning. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, well, I'm happy about that.
I bet you are.
You still did the right thing, I reckon, because you got your Night Terror in a good position. And you had the potential to take out character, war machine, and all sorts.
And then I bounce an inch, like, yay. Yeah. Let's do Blight, which is 30. 4s and 5s.
Yep.
Some more slap vest. With these small size armies, you really miss multiple Bane Chancers.
Yeah. Particularly against the other high defence armies. If it's just 1 or 2 units that are high defence, no worries, but at least you've got the Christian Strength artifact.
Yeah, which is the whole reason for taking it.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank Todd Serpico for suggesting it. 2, 4, 6, 7. So 10 to kill twice. That is not a 10.
Nope.
The Slabfest continues into turn 6. This one, 18. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 18 on 4s, and I think they crushed 2, so 4s and 4s.
Yep.
There's an extra dice. Again, that's an extra dice I didn't roll for the blind. Do it now. Missed. I did roll their regen this time. And 4s. Four whole damage. So they're up to... Oh god. 13. So with Brutal,
That'll do it. And again. That will not do it. That will be a
Joy,
double
joy.
1, which will ruin my life. Why? Why? Alright, that's the end of my turn 5. Onto your turn 6.
All right, so yeah, okay, fair enough. So golems went in here. Gargoyles just turned and flew up a bit so they could do something. I don't know what. Other golems went in, and the Reaper. Remember him? He's still here. He trundled up a bit so that if there was a turn 7, he could charge into whatever's left. So looking at this, the Blight are on 5 wounds, but they're a dash 21. Golems hit 18 on 4s and still 2s on 5s, isn't it? 18 attacks on 5s. So theoretically they should survive. Okay. The other golems hitting into my brutes. Brutes pretty tough. Golems hit pretty hard, so that's less sure. But they've only got 2 wounds, so you know, it's not over till it's over. On my turn 6, there is a chance here to turn things around. So it's surprisingly even. So let's see how Simon's turn 6 went.
Here we go. Crunch time. Who are you doing first?
Diadem, slave driver against
Yep.
your ratty fellow. That's not great.
That's 5.
Defense 5, yeah.
It's 1.
1. And then Dravik, same target.
That's 5. 3 more. Into 4 wins. Can't find a 4. Wait, that's a 5. There you go.
And nerve test. That's the end of shooting.
12. He is a... at the moment, he is a 13-15.
Close.
But no cigar.
But that's fine. Combat.
$18 on 5s. All that crushing strength as well. 2s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 damage.
Up to 11.
That's an 11.
11 and 11 is...
22.
No way!
Ah, and he's not inspiring, and the only other guy's over there.
Oh, dude. That's it?
Oh, goodness. Well, it's not yet a foregone conclusion. And let's hope we get the same result.
Let's not! Let's not hope! On 4s. And 2s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Holy crap! So we're up to 12.
No rallying or anything for him now, so
So they are a...
16,
Gotta be honest, my list is upside down. It's quite hard to read.
14, 16.
Yep.
Squished.
Well done, well done, well done. Well done. Look at that. Destroyed. Destroyed. Was not expecting either of those results. Wow. Well, I think that's game. Congratulations.
I think so.
Again. God damn it. Okay, we're going to see what we're going to kill. So basically he would have charged here because he can't really do anything else. And he'll turn to lightning bolt. So lightning bolt on them.
They are badly hurt. Could kill them.
4s and 5s. Need 1 5. Well, that is the story of my game. And 5, 3s and 3s. 3s and 4s, sorry.
Yeah.
2 more wounds, so it puts them up to 9. And no. So, as I said in the previous little clip, that's game. Well, that's it. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
We were just saying, apart from the fact that I didn't remember the Reaper was ensnaring, so I really wouldn't have charged him in the front in woods. In fact, I could have flown over him, done something else. But apart from that, it was just a pretty dicey game, really, wasn't it?
It was a bit of luck on both sides.
That last,
Specifically at the end, yeah.
So, thanks for watching. And, yeah, see you next time. Dramatic pose!
Well, I don't know what game I thought I was playing, but watching back, there was a significant amount that I did wrong that wasn't just dice. But it's one of those things. There's the reason I make these videos and why I kind of go back through them for battle reports is to see where you can improve and things you can do better. And in this case, there was a lot. Yeah, not the best game I've ever played, but it's nonetheless fun. And Simon's a super nice guy. It's good for us to roll our armies out and have a practice. We might have another one before we play. I might not film that one. We'll see. Depends how badly I play. Anyway, thanks for watching. And the only thing to say is, thanks for watching, which I've just said. Really not very professional today. Okay, bye-bye.